What is going on, everybody? My name is Nico and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about one of the biggest upcoming PlayStation 5 and I believe PlayStation 4 titles that will be coming within the next few years, and this is God of War Ragnarok. This was teased during the PlayStation 5 announcement that this game would be coming. It is not official that this game is going to be called God of War Ragnarok yet, but that is what everybody is assuming. That's what all the fans have dubbed it. So it seems very likely that we are going to be getting this title specifically. But anyways, there are some interesting developments regarding the new God of War game, the sequel to God of War 2018, and it's very, very interesting and not all that surprising, honestly. It's pretty likely that this was going to happen in the first place, but they have officially come out and said it. So we're going to be talking about all that here in a minute. If this is your first time here on the channel, make sure you are subscribed for more videos like this in the future. Let's get into it. So, like I said, God of War Ragnarok was announced. The sequel for God of War was announced that it would be coming to PlayStation 5. And like I said, I believe this is also a PlayStation 4 title. This is going to be one of those cross-generational games, much like Horizon Forbidden West is, because there's such a huge install base of the PlayStation 4. There's not really a huge reason for them to just go ahead and separate God of War only to next-gen systems, especially when you stop and consider the fact that PlayStation 5s are still a hot commodity. You cannot find these anywhere right now, so it makes sense that they'd want to put this out on a system that is already in the hands of so many gamers out there. So there was a report or a statement issued by Santa Monica Studio regarding the next title for God of War, and like I said earlier, this really isn't a surprise. So I'm going to pull it up here on Twitter and I'm going to go over it with you guys right now. The statement is as follows: since the release of the next God of War teaser last year, we've been humbled by the amount of love our community has shown us. We're incredibly grateful to see so many people excited to experience the next chapter of Kratos and Atreus' journey. We remain focused on delivering a top quality game while maintaining the safety and well-being of our team, creative partners, and families. With this in mind, we've made the decision to shift our release window to 2022. Thank you all for your continued support. We've got some exciting things in the works that we can't wait to show you. Santa Monica Studio. So this statement goes out and says that yes, this game is getting delayed, and I don't think this is a surprise to anyone at all. I could see this game getting delayed till early, right around the time Last of Us Part 2 came out last year. I could definitely see this game getting pushed back to that release window. It's kind of a sweet spot. There's not a whole lot of stuff happening. It's right before E3. This seems like a really good spot, especially considering we don't necessarily know what is going to happen in regards to the PlayStation lineup in terms of next year, early next year, that is. So I find this very, very unsurprising. Like I said, I foresaw this coming. They want this game to be phenomenal because so many regard God of War 2018 as one of the best games of the PlayStation 4, if not the best game of the PlayStation 4 lineup. So pushing this game back, and you know, they have a huge task ahead of them. Many people say that God of War was a perfect game, and making a sequel to a game that is revered as perfect is a lot of stress, and they want to make sure they get this right. And you see more and more studios doing this and delaying games. Like Halo Infinite, for example, got delayed a whole year after the catastrophe that was Cyberpunk 2077. That game kind of set the precedent for people to be like, okay, whatever studio, take your time with your game. We want the best experience possible, because Cyberpunk was such a nightmare on release and still is to this day a bug-filled wasteland. Like, it's ridiculous how awful Cyberpunk still runs on certain consoles, given that this was supposed to be such a huge release, and all the other studios around don't want to repeat this. They don't want to be the next Cyberpunk 2077. They want their games to be revered and, you know, held to a higher standard. So many companies, you see this again and again, are taking more and more time, and this is a good thing. Now, I'm sure that a lot of people are going to be upset about this online. They're going to be upset because they want this game sooner than later, because they're just impatient. I want this game whenever they're done with it. I myself haven't even finished the first God of War. I haven't even started it. I have so many games in my PlayStation backlog. Hold on, let me grab them. So like I was saying, I have so many games in my PlayStation backlog. Right now I'm working through Horizon Zero Dawn. I've had these games for a while. Okay, I'm working through Horizon Zero Dawn. It is a phenomenal game. Next up is God of War for me. I'm going to be playing God of War next, and then I'm going to be moving on to Days Gone. So my library is already pretty full of PlayStation stuff that I have to still get through. But I want this game to come later as long as it's in a better state. So if that means push it back, fine, 100% okay with that. Don't worry about it. Other people, like I said, are probably going to be upset, but for me, it's more of like a, hey, I have more time to finally get through that backlog. For me right now, getting through my backlog is much more important than new games coming out. So I'm very okay with this because I do want to experience God of War and what that game was before I hop into Ragnarok, or before I, Ragnarok rolls around and then I'm rushing to get through God of War and I'm not slowing down to enjoy it. So for me personally, I'm very, very much okay with this. And like I said, we don't really have a clear idea what is coming in regards to the PlayStation lineup in early next year. So pushing back God of War Ragnarok seems like a really smart play in a lot of ways because, for one, we don't even know when Horizon Forbidden West is going to be coming out. That game was shown off at the State of Play last week, and, it looks fantastic, but we still didn't get a release date. Now, they could be saving this release date for, E3, whatever State of Play they do after E3, because they did say they would have more information regarding Horizon Forbidden West after that particular State of Play. However, that could be our big fall game. We got Deathloop coming to PlayStation, as well as Horizon Forbidden West with an unknown question mark release date. Granted, Horizon could be waiting for that Breath of the Wild 2 release date, and then they might push it to a month after Breath of the Wild 2 or a month before Breath of the Wild 2, that kind of thing. But that is looking like it's going to be our big fall release for PlayStation. We have Ratchet coming up in just a few weeks here, and then we got Deathloop and then Horizon. That is my prediction in terms of the release schedule for later this year on PlayStation, which leaves a huge gap open for the, spring, early 2022 session right there. There's a huge gap there in what games could possibly be coming out. And again, like I said, The Last of Us Part 2 was supposed to come out, I believe, in March, and then it got delayed again after the State of Play. And so that seems like an excellent time for God of War Ragnarok to kind of come in and be our big, early 2022 game when there's not a whole lot of stuff coming out. If you look at this year in particular, there has been a huge lack of games releases that have been, just available. And I think part of that is to do with COVID and the pandemic and all that craziness that was happening. A lot of games did just get delayed. So pushing God of War Ragnarok back to a early 2022 release date makes a lot of sense. Now, there are no real confirmations on when God of War is actually coming out in 2022. This is all just my speculation, because when you stop and look at the PlayStation lineup and what's coming to PlayStation, it makes a whole lot of sense to release it in that kind of window where there isn't a whole lot of stuff going on in early 2022. So I think this makes a whole lot of sense. Again, some people I see in the comments of this particular Twitter post are like, why release the PlayStation 4 version? Again, there's a whole audience there that can't get a PlayStation 5, or maybe just doesn't have the money to upgrade to a PlayStation 5 right now. So they want to have this game on both systems. Obviously, the PlayStation 5 version is going to be higher res and, look better and, run better, all those things. It's going to be a lot prettier than the PlayStation 4 version, but they want those people on PlayStation 4 to still be part of that community, still be playing those games and, buying those games. So I think that could also be a factor, is getting not only, God of War on the PlayStation 5 and making it look the best it possibly can, but also having that game come out on PlayStation 4 and still be a fantastic experience, regardless of it being on a last-gen system. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. I found this really interesting. I was going to make this a short originally, and then I was like, I have a lot to say about this, so I'm actually going to make a full-length video. But I find this very interesting, and I'm really looking forward to this game because I've heard such good things about the original God of War. I'm going to be playing it here within the next month or so, and I'm just looking forward to everything PlayStation 5 has coming. And I still need to get my PlayStation 5. Like, if anybody knows, like, some secret method, ninja method to get a PlayStation 5, let me know. But like I said, that's it for this one. If you found the video entertaining and helpful, leave a like and smash the subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. Be sure to check out the Discord with people over there playing games all the time, and check me out over on Twitch, TikTok, and all my other social medias if you're interested in keeping up with me, this channel, the stream, or anything like that. Like I said, that's it for this video, and I hope to see you all in the next one.